will become NPA when interest or installment is overdue for a period of more than 90 days. CCOD account will be NPA when it is out of order for more than 90 days. Okay, then this entire box you don't have to worry about, because this we have understood from the PPTs. Next, this point. So as per Mr. Gurpreet, they gave this question, schedule 5. Now see this. If you remember the PPT of your Basel, this PPT under Tier 2, do you remember this point? General provision and loss reserves. See, now this is what he is talking about here. He says that standard asset provisions. Either dekho, please understand one thing. What is a provision? How do you treat provision? Whatever is a provision, you remove that much amount from the capital and put it under current liability. But for standard accounts, the provision that you are making for standard accounts, what do you do? Because standard account is not an NPA, so you will not put them in current liability. You will remove it from your capital and put it under Tier 2 capital, under this head, other liabilities and provisions. Is that clear? Basically, what is happening, look here, see, suppose you have for a standard account, whatever provision you are making, you will reduce it from this paid up capital from here and put it here under general provision and loss reserves. Is that clear? This question came in theory. Then accounts with stock statements overdue for 3 months will be classified as out of order, and another 3 months you will classify them as NPA. Accounts where renewal or reviewal is overdue for 6 months, straight NPA. Then classification of account is borrower wise and not account wise. That means if a borrower has 3 loan accounts with your bank, if one account is NPA, you will mark borrower as NPA and all his accounts will be marked as NPA. Whereas if it is a consortium account where 4 banks have got together and gave a loan, if the borrower defaults on one bank, other 3 will not mark him NPA. Everybody will check their own recovery. So suppose the borrower has taken 100 crore total, 25, 25, 25 and 25 from SBI, PNB, ICICI and HDFC. Now suppose the borrower defaults on this HDFC. Other 3 will not mark him NPA. For them he is standard only. But if from PNB he has taken a car loan, a housing loan, a CC limit, he defaults on car loan, his housing loan will also be marked as NPA and CC limit will also be marked as NPA. Borrower will be marked as NPA. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Next, accounts which have been rescheduled. Let us say a borrower comes to you. He says, okay, sir, I had a real problem. I was sick, blah, blah, blah. I became NPA, but my intentions are correct. I don't have bad intentions. I want to pay back. In that case, आप क्या करते हो? आप उसका amortization period you increase कर देते हो ना? Let us say if the term loan is for 10 years, you increase it to 15. You reduce the EMI so that he can start paying again. Yes or no? So the question is, when he starts paying again as per the new schedule, new repayment schedule, when will you upgrade him back to the standard category? Now he says that, let us say a borrower comes to you, he becomes NPA. You reschedule his account and you tell him that your new repayment schedule is from 1st January 2023. But borrower starts paying from 15th December 2022. Question is, when will you upgrade him back to standard? What is the date of new repayment schedule? 1st January 23. From 1st January 23, you will check for next 12 months. If every payment is on the time, that means on 1st January 2024, you will upgrade him as standard. Is that clear? Okay.
चलिए दोबारा से बता देना रीशेड्यूल वाला सर।
सर जब एक खाता एनपीए हो गया, ठीक है, आप गए बैंक के पास के जी मेरी मजबूरी थी, मेरा लोन रीस्ट्रक्चर कर दो, रीशेड्यूल कर दो। उन्होंने कहा कोई बात नहीं, आपका टर्म लोन 6 साल का पड़ा, 5 साल का था, उसको हमने 10 कर दिया, आपकी ईएमआई आधी कर दी, ठीक है। तो आपने कहा जी ठीक है। तो उन्होंने क्या कहा, उन्होंने कहा कि अब आप 1 जनवरी 2023 से दोबारा पैसे देने शुरू करो। आपने कहा जी ठीक है। तो 1 जनवरी 2023 को आपका न्यू रीपेमेंट शेड्यूल की डेट है, ठीक है कि नहीं?
ठीक है सर।
वहां से अगले 12 महीने तक बैंक चेक करेगा, अगर सारी पेमेंट टाइम पे आएगी तो आपको 1 जनवरी 2024 को, 1 साल बाद, वो 23 को आपने देना शुरू करना था, 1 जनवरी 24 तक आपने अगर हर पेमेंट टाइम पे की तो वो आपको स्टैंडर्ड अपग्रेड कर देंगे। क्लियर है कि नहीं?
क्लियर है।
That's it. This is all about your NPA. Now come to profit planning. In profit planning, what is he doing? You generally get 3 marks question from this sometimes. गुरप्रीत जी, लास्ट टाइम क्वेश्चन था इसमें से?
हाँ जी सर, ये जील्ड वाला, जील्ड इतने परसेंट है, इसमें इतने परसेंट है, ऐसे ऐसे।
क्या मतलब?
सर ये मेरे वाले सेट में नहीं था, मेरे साथ वाला ना जो उसके सेट में था कि ट्रिपल ए रेटेड है इतना, उसमें इतना लोन दिया है, इसमें यील्ड 4.5 है, डबल ए रेटेड में यील्ड 8% है, ए रेटेड में यील्ड 10% है, ऐसे ऐसे था।
ठीक है, फिर उसने क्वेश्चन क्या दिया था?
सर क्वेश्चन तो नहीं सर, उसमें सर ज्यादा तो नहीं, क्योंकि उसका अलग था, मेरा अलग था, मैंने ये जरूर।
ओके Mr. Mahinder, teaser rates पे you do not get any questions now. Okay. Now, what is this profit planning? Generally 3 marks question comes and it is very, very simple. See this.
Page number,
Let us say, Hanji.
Page number, sir.
79. 79. Now let us say एक बैंक का treasury, let us say a manager has total budget of, he has to invest 1000 crores. Now he has taken 4 different scenarios. First scenario, what he does is he puts the entire 1000 crore in government securities which have a yield of 6% and risk weight of 0. So 6% of 1000 is how much? 60. You will get a return of 60. 60 is on 1000, that is 6%. Now what is the risk weight? In this case, risk weight is 0. So what is the RWA? In this case, the RWA will also be 0. If RWA is 0, you have to calculate minimum capital at 9%, suppose, at 9%. So 9% of 0 is how much? Again 0. Second option he has, the second option he has is he can put 400 in these government securities with 6% yield and zero risk. And he can put 600, he can give 600 to AAA rated customers who have a yield of 8%. Just a second, please. Sorry, I'm sorry for disturbing. Just one more minute. Sorry for the inconvenience. Actually, there is some very urgent calls on getting to and fro calls from India and here. Just give me one more minute, please.
हेलो सर, ये कौन सा पेज पढ़ा रहे हो?
79.
79. थैंक यू सर.
79.
थैंक यू.
Yes, please. Now, so second option is he can put 400 crore in these 6% yield securities, which has zero risk, and 600 crores he can give as a loan to AAA rated customers. Now, when he gives a loan to AAA rated customers, he gets a return of 8%. And the risk weight as per the mapping, RBI mapping, if you remember the credit risk mapping, mapping process, it is 20%. Now, if you see on this 400, 6%, on this 400 into 6% is 24, and 600 into 8% is 48. So what is the total return he is getting? 72, that means 7.2%. Clear? And how much is the risk? On this 400 is zero risk. On this 608 risk is 20%, that is 120. So your risk weighted asset is 120. And 9% of 120 is how much? 10.8 crores.
Yes, sir.
Up to this point, is it okay?
Sir, how 120?
Ma'am, 600 into 20% risk.
Okay, sir.
Third option he has is he can put 300 in these bonds, 300 to AAA, 400 as a loan to AA. AA rated, they will pay him an interest of 10% and risk is 50%. In this case, you will calculate the yield again. So this will be 300 into 6, 18. 300 into 8, 24. 400 into 10, 40. So total return is 8.2%. And risk in this on first 300 is 0, on next 300 is 20%, that is 60. And on next 400 it is 50%, is 200. And you see the risk is 260. And what is 9% of 260? Tell me.
23.4.
23.4.
23.4 crores. All right. Now last, same way, what he does is 300 to the securities, 300 to AAA, 200 to AA, and only 200 to A. Now when he gives A customers 200, what happens is 12% is a yield return and 100% is a risk. You see here, when he calculates a return, there is not much increase in return. If you see, from 8.2, the return increases only to 8.6. But you see the risk increases by 100 crores.
सर बेस चीज 50 होता था शायद से ट्रिपल ए और ए और ए
क्या?
तो जो रिस्क वेट जो ट्रिपल ए बोरोवर है ना उसका रिस्क वेट की बात कर रहा हूँ 20 30 50
ट्रिपल ए का रिस्क वेट होता है 20
और डबल ए का 30
ए का 50 ए का 50 फिर ट्रिपल बी एंड बिलो 100
150 शायद
ठीक है
वही मैं कह रहा हूँ
बट इस क्वेश्चन में उसने ऐसे दे दिया सो देयर इज नथिंग रॉन्ग इन द क्वेश्चन ओके अगर वो पेपर में नहीं देगा then you will remember that mapping process but if he mentions the risk weight then you will go by the risk weight mentioned in the question. Okay, so what is your 9% of 360?
32.4.
Okay, now this type of question he gives in 3 marks generally. You can get in 2 marks also, you can get in 3 marks also, and then he will ask you which of the following investment option will have the highest return. In this, 4th option has the highest return. Which has the highest risk? 4th has the highest risk, highest RWA. Where you have to keep the highest capital, minimum capital, again in the last one. Where you have to keep the lowest capital, in the first one. Is that clear or not? So this is a very simple question he can give you for 3 marks. Generally he gives. Alright, but what we learn out of this question? That देखो, here in the case from 3rd to 4th, you're not gaining much higher return. From 8.2 you're just going up to 8.6. But your risk value increases considerably by 100 crores. And you have to keep additional 9 crore as minimum capital. But that also has a cost, right? So this is what he is trying to say, that you would observe that risk would increase the lending to lower rated customers, resulting in increased need of capital. And also lending portfolio to earn best possible returns for given capital. This is this chart. So the fund manager has to strike a balance between his risk and return.
कुछ समझ नहीं आया सर मड़ा पंजाबी दस दो
गुरप्रीत जी इथे देखो इथे तुझी 6% की रिटर्न आ रही है
जी
इधर 6% की रिटर्न आ रही है पर रिस्क कोई नहीं है जीरो रिस्क है ना आपको कोई कैपिटल रखनी है दूसरे केस में 7.25% की रिटर्न आ रही है पर रिस्क 120 है
जी
ठीक है तीसरे केस में आपकी रिटर्न काफी अच्छी हो गई 8.2 पर रिस्क भी बहुत बढ़ गया 120 से 260 हो गया
जी
चौथे केस में आपकी जो रिटर्न है वो 8.2 से 8.6 हो गई ये कोई बहुत ज्यादा रिटर्न इंक्रीज नहीं हुई लेकिन रिस्क 100 करोड़ से ज्यादा हो गया
जी सर
समझ में आया कि नहीं आया
जी सर
ओके
ओके
चलो सो वो कहते हैं कि जो फंड मैनेजर होता है उसे एक बैलेंस क्रिएट करना है कि भाई अपने रिस्क और रिटर्न को मैनेज करना है. हाई रिटर्न के चक्कर में इतना रिस्क ले लोगे मर जाओगे.
जी.
Then read these 3 points, everybody. Anybody who will read these 3 points for me right now?
Shall I?
Anyone who would read it for me? Yes.
Effect of NPA. Banks have to take into account the effect of NPA on the interest income and thereby on the profitability. NPAs have twofold effects: reduction in income and need for additional capital. Hence,
See, now look here. If you have, when you are taking a higher risk, in this case, your risk value, in order to get more return, you are taking a much higher risk. And for every unit of risk taken, you have to keep additional 9% capital. In this case, you have taken 100 crore extra risk. So you have to keep additional 9 crore as capital. Are you getting me or not? Okay, this is what they are saying. Hence, return on capital or profitability gets further deteriorated. जितना रिस्क लोगे आपको जरूरी नहीं है कि उतनी रिटर्न मिले. इफ देयर इज अ लॉस, फर्स्ट यू लूज योर कैपिटल, सेकेंड lose your money. Second, for every unit of risk taken, you have to keep additional capital. After all, that capital also has a cost. Cost of capital भी तो होती है. समझ रहे हो जी कि नहीं? Next, fee-based income. Yes.
Fee-based income. The second major source of income for banks is from fee-based activities. The traditional activities such as demand drafts, remittances, safe custody, guarantees, letters of credits, bills, etc. continue to be prevalent. The last and most important component of income is treasury income, which is derived by trading in securities, foreign exchange, equities, bullion, commodities, and derivatives. This is largely a speculative activity which banks undertake with stringent internal controls and checks in place. If a bank is not adequately capitalized, such losses can cause serious problems for it. In the 90s, Barings Bank, a very old British bank, collapsed due to very large losses on the exchange.
Okay, now here देखो. So what he is saying that in your fee-based income you don't have any risk, mostly. Okay, but your major component of income comes from your trading activities. When you trade in foreign exchange, equity, bullions, commodities, derivatives, and they are very risky. Again, very risky because this is entirely speculative gambling. Fine. So this has to be performed under very, very serious controls. This is not a joke. I still remember when I was studying in 2008 in America. So one day, one of our senior, he bought 3-4 big boxes of soft drinks and beer to the college, along with pizza. So we just went to him. We said, "What is the occasion you bought all this thing?" He said, "The company where I was interning," means he was an intern in a company. तो कहते हैं जी उधर the trader made an unusual profit of more than $10 million in a single trade. ठीक है, and that was caused due to mistake of another trader, and the trader who was working with Goldman Sachs, he made some error. As a result, the hedge fund where this guy was doing his internship, the trader spotted that opportunity and he immediately made a huge profit of, I think it was somewhere around 10 million. So he said, KB, today the office is closed, everybody is just simply partying. So just because of one small error, you can see the amount of loss it can cause. So when we will start with treasuries day after tomorrow, you will see that in treasuries there are various levels. Now I don't know ye kitni sach baat hai, because I did not read in the newspaper. This is what he said, and he bought all those boxes of soft drinks and hard drinks to the college. So I assume that they might have made a profit. But you know, उस एज में बच्चों की आदत भी होती है 1 का 2 बनाने का, 2 का 10 बनाने।
बंद हो गया।
और जितेश कुमार जी माइक बंद करके बातें कर लो फोन पे। Fine. I really don't know how much profit he made, but all we know that these are very common things. Because you take one wrong position and you have a massive loss. फैट फिंगर प्रॉब्लम बोलते हैं। व्हाट इज अ फैट फिंगर? वो कहते हैं जी 93 टाइप करना था, गलती से 95 टाइप हो गया। These are very small errors. What if your trader, he slept in front of the terminal, he missed the mark? What do you do? डीलिंग डेस्क वाले बंदे को हार्ट अटैक हो गया, क्या कर लोगे? Fine. So that is why these days there are a lot of controls and softwares. Many times your software spots the opportunities, bring it in front of the people. Many times you have stop losses. What is stop loss? We will do in treasuries. Stop loss होता है कि if your loss goes beyond a particular point, the computer will automatically sell your position and close the deal. Because sometimes क्या होता है, when the market falls, it falls so fast, means the price slide is so fast कि before you take out your hand from your pocket and reach the keyboard, the market is went gone. आप कुछ भी नहीं कर सकते. So that is why these days it is known as algorithmic trading. They create programs, and mostly they are created in the old computer language C++, which is very, very fast. So that when the computer finds that this is the time to get out, immediately computer closes the deal. End of the story. Okay, this is known as stop loss. We will do it day after tomorrow. Next, controlling the expenses. On the expenses side, there are two major expenses. One is interest expense, one is operating expense. There are three major parts of deposit portfolio. Current deposits, which are interest free. Saving deposits, which you are regulated by RBI. You pay 3 or 3.5% now. Okay. Fine. And second is your FDRs. FDRs are deregulated in India. Thus, bank has to find ways and means to improve the share of low cost deposits. So, जितना ज़्यादा आपका current deposit होगा, that much lower you have your interest cost. Second factor is expenditure in operating cost. That is your staff cost, other costs. Banks try to improve productivity and link up some staff and other costs to the productivity by providing incentive-based packages. ये भी SBI ने किया है कि they will distribute around 2% of the profit of SBI to their employees. Something like that. So this makes it like they give you an incentive to work hard. So this is all about profit planning. So today I've finished your NPA, I've finished your profit planning. I do not want to start interest rate risk now. I want you कि मैं चाहता हूं, if you say I can start interest rate risk right now, what do you say? Because 15 minutes से बीच में फंस जाएंगे.
Tomorrow, sir.
So we will start and finish interest rate tomorrow. Interest rate risk tomorrow we will finish, और उसके बाद start with treasuries. Okay, treasuries और foreign exchange वो देखते हैं. Fine. So please everybody, I hope आपने ये जो आपको 2 दिन क्लास नहीं थी, did you cover up on your missed lectures? If anybody missed some lecture, did you cover up?
सर जो संडे को क्लास हुई थी उसकी रिकॉर्डिंग नहीं मिली सर।
सर उसकी ना एक्चुअली जो मेन स्टाफ जो रिकॉर्डिंग करता है उसका कोई एग्जाम था, प्लस फिर दिवाली करके ही वाज ऑन लीव, जो रिकॉर्डिंग अपलोड करता है। तो अभी वो कर रहा होगा या अभी कर देगा।
संडे को कोई क्लास ही नहीं हुई।
संडे को कोई क्लास नहीं, संडे मंडे देयर वाज नो क्लास।
पड़ी थी ना, तो इसमें जो क्लास मिस हुई थी वो कवर हो जाती है।
ठीक है, तो सैटरडे की क्लास की रिकॉर्डिंग अभी थोड़ी देर में आ जाएगी आपके पास, मींस कल सुबह तक आ जाएगी। ओके
हमारी
तो सर क्लास कल कितनी बजे होगी?
कल सर सेम टाइम 7:30।
Recording
क्यों
stop.
कल कोई छुट्टी है? इज देयर एनी हॉलीडे टुमारो?
हाँ सर छुट्टी है, यूपी में तो छुट्टी है।
पंजाब
हॉलीडे से
हरियाणा में नहीं है सर।
नहीं, देयर इज नो सर, पैन इंडिया हॉलीडे नहीं है ना, सो वी विल हैव द क्लास एट सेम टाइम। ओके चलिए।
It's small doubt, sir.
यस मैम, टेल मी।
Sir, while calculating the capital charge for market risk, एक प्रोफार्मा बताया था सर आप नेट पोजीशन हॉरिजॉन्टल एंड वर्टिकल बोल के।
हाँ जी हाँ जी।
सर प्रॉब्लम में इक्विटीज इन ट्रेडिंग बुक बोल के टोटल दिए तो ओके, और दूसरा मॉडल में प्रॉब्लम था क्या?
एवरीबडी एल्स प्लीज गो ऑन म्यूट। मैम प्लीज आप अनम्यूट रहिए। व्हाट्स योर नेम मैम? हु इज टॉकिंग टू मी?
कविता।
कविता मैम। एवरीबडी एल्स प्लीज गो ऑन म्यूट। यस मैम, टेल मी।
Sir, while calculating capital charge for market risk, आप एक प्रोफार्मा बताए थे ना, जनरल मार्केट रिस्क एंड स्पेसिफिक मार्केट रिस्क बोल के।
हाँ जी।
उसमें नेट पोजीशन हॉरिजॉन्टल एंड वर्टिकल डिसअलाउंसेस बोल के बताए थे। उसमें टोटल प्रॉब्लम में टोटल इक्विटीज इन ट्रेडिंग बोल के दिए तो ओके, आर एल्स टोटल नहीं दे, वी नीड टू कैलकुलेट द परसेंटेज बोले तो कैसा करना सर वो प्रॉब्लम?
नहीं, you will not calculate the percentage, ma'am. Just hold, let me pull that page.
46.
46.
एक केस स्टडी करवाए थे आप 62।
मैम मैं वही बता रहा हूँ, मैं I'll tell you it. See this chart, ma'am. Okay, see this chart. Now, in this chart, what he gave in that question, he gave you net position, he gave you horizontal disallowance, fine, he gave you vertical disallowance, then he gave you this specific charge. You added these four things and you got this thing. Okay?
Okay, sir.
In equities, he simply gave you total capital charge for equities. This thing he gave. You are asking me that if he doesn't give you total capital charge, so ma'am, either he will give you capital charge of general market and capital charge of specific. Okay, again you don't have to do anything. But suppose he says that the gross equity position is 100. Then you will do 9% of gross equity position. You have to look for this word.
Okay.
If he gives you this word gross equity position, then you will take 9%. That is 9 here, 9 here, 18 will be the total. But generally he gives you the market charge. If he says general market charge for equities, that is this part. If he says specific market charge for equities, that is this part. You will simply add them. All right?
Done, sir. Done.
Okay. All right, जी.
Sir, what
Anything
about the
else?
foreign exchange?
हाँ जी, फॉरेन एक्सचेंज में आपको या तो मैं पहले ट्रेजरी शुरू करवा दूंगा, सो वो कल आपको बता दूंगा। टुमारो आई फिनिश इंटरेस्ट रेट, उसके बाद हम बात करते हैं। राइट?
नहीं, ये प्रॉब्लम में लास्ट थर्ड वन है ना, फॉरेन एक्सचेंज बोल के। ओ
हाँ जी,
अब ये चार्ट बता रहे हैं आप, उसमें थर्ड है ना सर, फॉरेन एक्सचेंज ओपन पोजीशंस।
ओके, या
उसके लिए अब आप सेकंड में क्या बोले, बैंक ग्रॉस इक्विटी पोजीशंस आए तो उसमें से हम 9% लेने के लिए बोले थे ना, सेम वैसा फॉरेन एक्सचेंज में।
हाँ, फॉरेन एक्सचेंज में अगर ओपन पोजीशन दिया है तो उसका 9% लेना है। मैम अब समझिए, अगर वो वर्ड यूज करता है कैपिटल चार्ज of open position. That means he has already calculated this 9%.
Okay, sir.
See, if he has already given you the capital charge, fine. If you open that question, let me tell you, hold on. So question कहाँ गया? Sir, कौन सा page number? What was the page number of that question?
Case study 62 बोल के है सर.
Page number 82 is.
Okay, so now see, if you see this thing, first thing what he has given you, he has given you this thing. He has given you capital charge for general market risk net position. Okay, 450. Now, capital charge, he has already given you capital charge.
हाँ सर.
Of general market risk net position. That means this net position, this he has already given you how much? 450. So this is already calculated as 450. Okay. Then he gives you capital charge for specific market risk. See this, specific charge. He has already calculated this for you, that is 190. Okay. Then he says your vertical adjustment 15, horizontal 10. This is 10 and this is 15. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Then he gives you this, these two are done. Then he gives you total capital charge for equities. So capital charge he has given total for equities. So that means this 150 is this.
The A plus B.
Okay. Then he says total charge for options. For options are also here only. So आप simple आप add कर दोगे कितना है options? Options are generally open positions. So 70. So simply you will add all of these 450 plus 10 plus 15 plus 190. This is equal to कितना हो गया 200 and 650 665 and now you will add these three. This is कितना आ गया 885. That's it. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Sure. All right. So I request you all, please take 5 minutes right away, right now, and whatever we have done today, revise them. अभी आपकी क्लास का टाइम 10 o'clock तक होता है ना, अभी 10 o'clock हुए नहीं है. So whatever 7-8 minutes are left, please revise today's class right now. So tomorrow we will start with interest rate risk and we'll finish it. Okay, good night.